Thank you very much for your invitation, and I'm very happy to be around here, especially Egypt. It is for me my second country, a beautiful place, place of civilization, place of great culture. One Africa is an initiative that we started around 10, 15 years ago, I can say, but it comes to be now a platform where we, as African, we know that right now the whole world is connected to social media, whether it's from the West or the East. And we as African, we are over 1 billion people connected to others' network. And we believe at a certain time, Africa, being the mother of humanity, should be the starting point of everything, not the ending point of things. That's why the idea come around to really create a platform that will connect Africans. Our idea is to connect Africans to African and its diaspora. But the idea also is to invite those who love Africa to really have the real data and the real information about Africa, and Africa that is oriented toward itself, toward development, but Africa that is also open to the world. So One Africa, as you said, is now a social media platform. Everybody can go check it out, one-africa.com.
We'll put, we'll put the link in the bio, and also you will find the logo of One Africa here on the screen.
Definitely. So we are ready anyhow to go all over where we are needed to bring Africans together. And it's not only about social media, but it's also about showing the real face of Africa. Because when you look at the news around the world on the Western media, most of the time you don't see the real Africa that we live in. Right. It's like Africa is just about animals. Africa is just about forests. Africa is just about its mine and its gold and its diamond, its uranium, you name it.
Yes.
But they forget about what is the most important of Africa, which is its people, the people of Africa. The magnificent people of Africa that has given this great civilization. We talk about this Egyptian civilization that the whole world tried to imitate, tried to look upon. This is Africa that we want to show to the rest of the world. Yeah, we are welcoming everyone. We are welcoming the lovers of Africa, because I believe it's not only those who exploit Africa that is around the world. They are the very small numbers, and there are some of the leaders, maybe our leaders, but I think people to people, everybody love Africa when we talk about it. When they discover Africa, anybody who ever discover Africa love Africa, is attached to Africa.
Wow.
So we want Africans to tell their own story and their own history, because history was written by others for them. But it's about time for Africans to write their own history. I must say right now that every single person have to have what I call is social media story and social media history. Because if you don't want history to be written on you, write your own and do it on your own platform, the platform you own. Because everywhere else you go, you are only data.
Right.
But on One Africa, you are. Because they want that to be that way, so that you can. I want to say this to Africans. We have to be thankful all the way to the Almighty. If there is a God, we need to thank Him, because everything that we need is here, right here in Africa. Everything the rest of the world need to survive. The rest of the world are surviving because we are Africa. Right now, every single resources that the world need to be, whether if it's oxygen, Africa has one of the biggest green forests. Africa have the desert. Africa have the gold. Africa have the diamond. Africa have the petrol. Africa has the water. Africa have uranium. So the world are living out of Africa, and Africans are not living about. So if someone wanna exploit you, and if someone they wanna keep you down, and what we've gone through as a continent, there's not a single continent or a single country have gone through that. We went through slavery, we went through colonialism, we went through cultural, economical, colonialism. But it's time for us to waken up. They don't want us to wake up. And even the way you can talk about whether the history, whether even in a geographical map, they don't represent us well. Africa is over 30 million square miles. You compare to America, you compare to Europe, you compare to Asia. I mean, the right size of Africa is not even on the map. So if they represent us very wrong on the map, how about they represent us very wrong everywhere else? But it's about us as Africans to talk about our own self and what we represent and who we are. I'm very clear to it. Those who are really exploiting the underground mines of Africa, we know where they are. We know the companies who are there, where they're from, whether it's Europe, whether it's America, whether it's Asia. I mean, whether it's Russia, whether it's any country. I mean, everyone knows itself. But what I'm saying is, I'm not going to keep up myself to accuse others. What I really want, we do. We as African, we come together. It's no longer, needed really to say, okay, they wronged us. For me, that's why even if you look the logo of One Africa, it's a young child looking forward.
Right, it's a great logo, yeah.
It's looking forward. We are not looking on the back and saying, okay, we've been slaves, we've been this and that. We're looking forward. We want to look forward. And we want everyone who loves Africa, who's really in support of Africa, to look forward with us. But not lock us down, not keep us down, not keep us divided. You understand what I'm saying? So we don't mind sharing, but we just don't like you come and pick and don't give us nothing. You come in our country, you come to our continent, you exploit our petrol, you give us 10% and you take 90%. Is it fair? No. The rest of youth of Africa have to be aware of that. Will be 70% of our population are less than 25, 30 years of age. We are the future of the world. We are the future of the world. We are your future. I would say to America, we are your future. I would tell to Europe, we are your future. I would tell to Asia, we are your future. And what do you do with your future? You conserve your future. We are your treasure. So then you make sure that your treasure is well maintained. You don't kill your future. You don't kill your treasure. That's what I'm saying to the rest of the world. That's why we are talking about an open Africa and an Africa that is always ready to welcome all its children, because the whole world are children of Africa. But we said, when you're trying to do something, give something back to your mother. Don't take everything. That's all we're saying. That's the message of One Africa.